So we're barely into December, and just like every past cycle in consumer tech, the closer we get to launch day, the more leaks start spilling out from every corner of the internet. And honestly, nothing shocks me anymore because this is exactly how tech launches unfold. But that said, there is something energizing about watching the rumor mill spin itself into a storm, especially when the leaks start to form bigger patterns instead of random noise, and this time the spotlight is on DJI's most interesting compact camera evolution yet, the DJI Pocket 4, which feels less like a simple refresh and more like the quiet reinvention of their smallest content creation powerhouse. The dual sensor system is the star conversation here, and we've all heard the word dual sensor for months, but now that the details are turning more specific, the implications feel bigger than we first imagined, one of my sources tells me. The main imaging sensor is rumored to be a 1-inch 50-megapixel CMOS sensor, a major generational jump that immediately changes the stills credibility of this device because 50 megapixels isn't just a resolution number, it's freedom, it's cropping flexibility in post-production, it's sharper thumbnails for video creators. It's oversampled 4K and potentially oversampled 6K as well, and if DJI wants this camera to stand out for the next 5 years, this sensor upgrade is their hand on the chessboard. But then comes the second sensor, the 1/1.3-inch one, which is where the most creative speculation has been happening. Community discussions on Reddit, Twitter, and pro creator forums suggest this secondary CMOS chip could be using a more square dominant capture ratio, possibly to optimize vertical and hybrid aspect ratio shooting flexibility. This theory aligns suspiciously well with DJI's strategy of future-proof multi-form factor recording, as seen with the Osmo Action 5 and their standalone 360 capture designs. But if this square sensor rumor holds true, we could be seeing better portrait frame video capture, better social media first workflows, better open gate style capture options inside a device not much bigger than your palm, and that shifts this camera from being a walking vlog device into a filmmaker's silent multi-purpose notebook. And then we have the strange little extra display almost everyone dismissed. Two quickly leaked images from known DJI insiders and tech hardware visual trackers show us a rectangular status window alongside the main flip screen. Andrea from Photo RAB suggested this is not a second preview screen but a status window, and that theory makes real ergonomic sense because it echoes how pro-level quick monitoring systems behave in the real world. Imagine shooting with the Pocket 4 on a ski slope, or walking through the Paris metro, or filming a documentary inside tight spaces. You don't want two screens, you want smart glance features, battery percentage, frame rate, audio metering, remaining storage, maybe even active stabilization mode indicators, or 32-bit float audio status. Visibility, and a display like that lets you glance without breaking the moment, without flipping anything around, without risking the shot. And honestly, DJI adding that window shows that the engineering team is trying to solve creator problems, not marketing problems. Battery life no longer feels like a guess either, because leaked charging dock labels point to a 1545 mAh battery, which is roughly 20% more capacity than the Pocket 3 could handle. And that extra capacity wasn't a choice, it was a necessity, because bigger sensors and AI processing chips need more energy, and especially if we get 8K, 4K 120, or internal RAW capture, all of those require time, power, endurance, and this battery increase tells me recording endurance might realistically stretch past 140 minutes depending on resolution settings and thermal limits, and a lot of people miss that battery specs aren't a marketing buzzword, they're a pacing spec. You can talk about 4K or 8K all day, but battery determines your real-world freedom, and users who shoot wedding videos, wildlife, city exploration vlogs, or even low-light night stories know that 20% more battery could mean one extra interview, one extra landscape sweep, or surviving until sunrise on a long night shoot. Pricing is growing more consistent to $699 to $799 for the base configuration seems to be the recurring range, whispered across retail rumor trackers, performance expectation boards, and street pricing trend analysts. And if we compare that to past launches in DJI's product ecosystem, this price point echoes how they've gradually pushed compact camera series into prosumer territory without stepping into cinema rig price zones because this isn't a Red Komodo Challenger or a Sony FX3 competitor. This is meant to live inside backpacks, on bicycles strapped to helmets, inside vlogger kits or clipped into chest rigs. So DJI, keeping it under $800 feels intelligent but also intentional. Now let's talk about the chip situation because this matters more than any megapixel number rumor suggests. DJI could adopt an ARM-based mobile SoC system combining AI neural cores, GPU cores, ISP image signal processing cores, and storage bus controllers onto one main board design with reduced internal communication latency. This approach echoes the performance philosophy behind Apple's M1 SoC, which integrates neural core, computational layers, and 8004K encoding modules on chip instead of using separated buses or external memory blocks. And if DJI truly implements a single SoC architecture in this camera, which insiders keep hinting at, the result would be whisper fast request processing, smoother autofocus tracking, instant room detect awareness, better battery efficiency, and compatibility with advanced predictive modes like auto-queuing your next shot mode, action priority prediction, or even scenario adaptive stabilization. And that also means Siri-style real-time voice assistant responsiveness, but from DJI's own AI ecosystem version, which the company has quietly been nurturing across transmission algorithm processing, UWB prototyping, and Creator Hub strategy documents. The autofocus potential on this camera might be DJI's loudest silent competitive roar leaked. Spec comparisons suggest the inclusion of improved human pose tracking, facial recognition estimation, spatial behavior prediction across subjects and vehicle subject following modes. And if we look at Canon's eye-tracking autofocus on the Canon R6 Mark II or Sony's real-time tracking on the Sony A7RV or Nikon's 3D subject tracking on the Nikon Z6 III, we notice that the camera AI world has shifted from tracking faces to tracking intent. Where is the subject about to move? What is it about to do? What direction is the story going in? DJI implementing a system that's smart inside the pocket 4 could mark a moment where DJI's compact cameras stop being second camera devices and start being intelligent first camera devices. Built for the future, the thermal system might see a leap too, because early R5C rumors and Pocket 3 teardown posts all pointed back to one main limitation: DJI thermal endurance inside compact bodies, but rumor chatter suggests DJI might be rebuilding the internal heat pipeline, possibly adding small thermal chamber guides or micro-miniature vapor chamber lining or passive heat pipes for better sensor dissipation, airflow mapping, and SoC heat spreading, which is vital if we're talking about long clip 8K or high frame rate panoramic capture. Environmental durability might see an upgrade too, because DJI designed this line for adventurers. We've heard mentions of stronger mesh grip casing, better weather resistance ratings, higher humidity tolerance, and possibly enhanced carry cases or external ring expanders for mic and accessory rigging. And that means DJI might be preparing not just a camera but a field recording solution platform with thermal class endurance, wireless class stability, social media class capture flexibility, post-production cropping freedom, and ecosystem intelligence integration. But let's not forget the cultural storm happening around DJI's US market presence and looming political uncertainties between DJI and the United States regarding FCC restrictions, future retail stability, tax shifts, and distribution regulation timing windows, and possible market strategy adjustments. Sometimes release delays don't come from engineering, they come from politics, distribution territories, patent windows, retailer alignment, holiday sales strategy, or ecosystem deployment timing. But one thing is certain: DJI doesn't leak promotional product label plates or warehouse batch hints unless the product is weeks away, because DJI always deploys strategies silently, then flooded retailers quietly run low, and engineering schedules align suspiciously well with marketplace consumer timelines. So whether the Pocket 4 drops on December 16th or slips into January 2026 or becomes part of a broader holiday ecosystem rollout, the engineering signals, battery leaks, and sensor chatter tell me this camera is DJI preparing to claim the compact AI hybrid storytelling video capture ecosystem infrastructure battlefield again, not through a loud expo but through a quiet deployment wave, much like what Apple historically does with surprise resets. The scary part isn't the leaks, the scary part is how credible they're starting to look together. And when you zoom out, this dual sensor setup. RM SOS latency optimized processor, status window, quick glance display, bigger 1545 mAh recording endurance battery, enhanced autofocus pose and tracking, neural core integration, and holiday season distribution timing forms. A bigger story, a story. That suggests DJI doesn't want to refresh the compact camera market. It wants to reshape how creators capture stories. Entirely, the question now isn't just spec-driven, it's lifestyle-driven. The Pocket 4 could become the device that determines whether you shoot your next story handheld, vertical, FFV stabilized RAW, 360 stitched, or cinematic oversampled full width.